just a pest really all game long here, but he wasn't done. Just a couple of minutes later, Legs.
This is a great job. I love when you attack Oklahoma City one side of the floor, that weak side slash is available because they all watch the ball. And here's T.J. McConnell again after the assist. Comes up in the backcourt, forces another turnover.
And he is all the way fired up. So, though, was Benedict Mathurin in this game, UD.
I mean, he's their third leading scorer in the regular season. He's a guy that struggled. But I tell you, T.J. McConnell's energy early got him an early layup. And when you're struggling as an offensive player, you need to get something early. I think that sparked him.
His 27 points off the bench, the most by a player off of the bench in a finals game since Jason Terry did it.
Here we go again.
In 2011. Who was the coach of that team? Oh, yeah, it was Rick Carlisle, too. But the Stars, they stepped up big in this one, Perk.
They did. I thought Pascal Siakam set the tone early in the first half, in the half-court setting, and finally, Tyrese Halliburton decided to show up in the NBA Finals. He was aggressive all night.
So to the fourth quarter we go here, Danny. Under 9 to play. The Pacers down by 4 here. Again, McConnell, the hustle sequence here. Nembhard gets it, gets the floater to go.
This is what he does. He hangs around, he steals, he gets active, aggressive layups or points or just possessions that gives you your whole building energy.
This one was just absurd to me. He became the first player to have 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals off of the bench in a finals game since steals became official in 74, and they didn't slow down, Legs.
No, you see how quickly Tyrese Halliburton got into that. You give it up, chase it, had the defense retreating, and he just stopped on a dime because he was in a great rhythm from the beginning, really.
Dad is loving it, too, on the sidelines, and then here we go again. He's looking, and watch the attention he draws from OKC defense. Here comes
Got
over the
to
top.
box out. You know he's high-flying. He had big plays down the stretch, not only on offense, but defense. He had a big block, which kind of was a turning point, momentum shift for the game.
And then 1:20 to go here. SGA can't quite get that one to go. That's his patented shot here, Perk.
Yeah, but you could tell he was tired, man. The Pacers did a great job of searching them out on the defensive side of things, making them use a lot of energy.
Here's Tyrese Halliburton earlier today.
We're taking it a day at a time and just focusing on what's in front of us. And then I think that just trickles down. You know, I think our jobs, me, Pascal, Miles, James, you know, as leaders is to, you know, continue to share the same message that coach has. And, you know, there's nothing to get excited about right now. You know, we're still a long way away, and you just got to take it a day at a time. As far as stress, like, that should be heightened right now. You know, you're playing in the NBA Finals. You know, there should be a higher sense of urgency, a higher level of stress. Your spit should taste different, all those things, right? Like, this is a lot of fun.
And it's a lot of fun to watch this Indiana Pacers team, the way that they were able to gel really from the jump here, Legs. How did they get this done?
Yeah, he's smiling. He's happy. You know why? Because he got loose. He felt freedom. It looked more like the offense that we've come to know with Indiana Pacers. I just thought their intent early was exactly what we've been watching for the last 4 months. They made a determination to get earlier shots in the clock. You look at game 2, I mean, consistently, they were in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock. But defensively, I thought their attention to detail and containment of the ball at the point of attack was everything. Physicality, body placement. Take a look at this one, and he's trying to get to the middle of the floor. That's where he wants to operate. A lot of want to, fighting over the screen. But watch Miles Turner. He's not going to give up on this until he has him corralled. You see another defender, Nesmith, waiting, and then Halliburton just reading that weak side. To me, we talked so much about the Pacers offense and when were they going to get on track. I thought if they don't get the ball containment under control, it doesn't matter what they do offensively. They controlled SGA in this game.
And also the ball containment, but what you talk about in that pick and roll, when we saw Miles Turner up on that pick and roll, a lot of times they've not forced SGA to use the pick and roll. He's been able to reject those pick and rolls, get straight downhill with no defender, and get to his shot. That particular time, he had to use the pick and roll where the help was at.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing we've been talking about in games 1 and 2 is Indiana, we have not been able to see them run. That's because they haven't gotten stops. Their defense was the initiator of their offense. They got a lot of easy ones, a couple pick sixes, which gave the energy, the building energy, their team energy, and it trickled into their bench. Their bench was amazing last night. They pretty much won the game for them.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, the elephant in the room is, or in the arena, was Tyrese Halliburton, right? He finally arrived to the NBA Finals. To us box score watchers, right? Yeah, I'm watching the box score when it comes down to you. The first game in this series that he actually outplayed SGA. He outplayed SGA, and I thought that was the thing for me. Being aggressive is one thing going downhill, but I thought it opened up so much. They didn't know how to play him. They didn't know if they were going to trap.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they were going to go under the screen. And Rick Carlisle, Shame on you.
Tricky Ricky.
He lied to us. He lied to us, but I wasn't fooled by that after what he said in game 2 in the post-game interview. You remember he said, oh, yeah, SJ, you could pencil him in for 34. He was lying his ass off. He trapped the hell out of him, didn't he?
Yes.
In that game 3, great overall physicality, but Tyrese Halliburton, I got to give him his flowers.
But if I would have said to you guys before this series started, hey, Benedict Mathurin is going to be the first player to 20 points for this Indiana Pacers team, and they're going to be up 2-1, what would you have said to me?
I would have said, hell yeah. I picked him yesterday.
He knew.
I said Benedict, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm with you, Perk. I don't know what's going on in Canada. I don't know what's in the middle.
They got something.
I don't know what's going on in Canada.
I'm trying to tell you.
This is the guy who we've been looking for. He was their 3rd leading scorer through the regular season, and people forgot about him. Yesterday, he got going from all 3 levels. He was able to hit the 3. And I'm telling you, when you're a scorer and you're struggling, an easy bucket by T.J. McConnell just to get you a layup means all the difference. And I think that really helped catapult him yesterday. And his mom and his sister came to the game, too. I think the family came. You're going to show out for your family.
I think his whole playoffs turned at the end of the Knicks series. He had a 5-game stretch where he scored a total of 15 points in 5 playoff games, averaged 3 points a game. This guy averaged 17 in the regular season. People are wondering, has he lost confidence? Like, what's going on? He had a game at the end of the Knicks series. He got to the line 11 times, had 20 points in 16 minutes. He's been good to go ever since. And last night, he looked like the most comfortable offensive player on the floor.
Yeah.
He got into his rhythm. That mid-range was automatic. He hit a couple of threes and, again, got to the line 8 times.
Offensively, clearly, this was a very comfortable team back at home. They know these Nets. Defensively, it was the best showing we've seen on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think, so far in this series.
100%. Like Perk and UD was saying, they switched up their coverage defensively. They trapped him some, they corralled him, and the others showed up on the bench. And so it started with Mathurin. But if you would have said Mathurin would have been leading the scoring, I would have said you're crazy. But it just goes to show how deep this team is. They're so good. They have night in, night out. It could be Obi Toppin. It could be Nesmith. It could be T.J. McConnell. It could be Mathurin. They have so many guys that can score from the multitude of levels that they don't need Tyrese Halliburton to have 30 every night for them to win.
But that goes to show you how deep both of these squads are, because all the Pacers did was get they lick back at the crib. So we saw Ben go for 27, but we also had Aaron Wiggins who went for 20 at home in game 2.
And Alex Caruso.
Yeah, and Alex Caruso.
Yes.
So, I mean, it just goes to show you the depth of both of these squads. Coming in the series, I didn't have Ben or Aaron Wiggins on my bingo card to come out and do something.
Yeah, I didn't know what that one is. What do you think? Let's take a listen to the other side of all of this, because this was a little bit of a flat performance from the Oklahoma City Thunder, but that's something that we've come to know that they do here in these game 3s. Here's what they had to say.
How much did you feel like those body blows made fatigue a factor? How can you mitigate that and try to fight through it, figuring they're going to take a similar approach?
Yeah, you got to suck it up. You have to. There's maximum 4 games left in the season, and it's what you work the whole season for. It's what you work all summer for. So the way I see it is, you gotta suck it up, get it done, and try to get a win.
So the Thunder were up 5 heading into the fourth quarter. After they went on that run with SGA off of the floor. And I was kind of thinking, uh-oh.
Yeah.
But these are the games that behoove the Indiana Pacers, those tight games here, Perk. Do you think this is a missed opportunity for OKC?
Absolutely not. They should be confident after this game.
Okay.
Think about, game 3 in the Denver series, games 3 in the Minnesota. They got smoked and stomped out. They were actually in this game. And a few mistakes on their side. See, the Thunder, this team is a team of film, right? Like, they go back and they watch film and they could adjust. The great thing about it, they had mistakes throughout this game that they actually can control, right? Like, we saw those turnovers in the inbounds. Like, you could control that, right? We saw SGA getting trapped in the screens trying to make these cross-court passes. You could control that. Jalen Williams, non-SGA minutes, when you had a ball in your hands and you're trying to drive down the paint, you could control that. Because now you can see on film, hey, when they're playing you like this guy's open, this guy's open, that guy's open. So they have things that they control. They should not feel like they have a missed opportunity. They came down here to get 2, but they get 1. That's a great thing.
I'm going to disagree with you here, Perk. I think they for sure missed out on an opportunity, and this was a chance for them to show some maturity, which they didn't. Yes, there's a lot of positive. They can look at the film and say we could have been better. They should have been. They were up 5 going into the fourth quarter, lost by 9. It's a 14-point quarter swing that they shouldn't have lost. Simple mistakes of playing hero ball, not trusting the offense, and the little turnovers.
Yes.
They missed 4 free throws down the stretch. These are things that a mature team would put a team like this. This is a team that should be up 3-0, honestly. You're up 15 in game 1, lose that game. Game 2, you won. Game 3, this is a game that you normally would win, but it came down to execution and maturity. And OKC, the reservations everybody had for them from the beginning of the playoff series, it showed last night.
I think what they saw last night, they didn't bully this team. Oklahoma City's bullied teams all year.
Yeah.
And they do it by stringing together stops and frustrating you, fueling that into turnovers, right? Points off of turnovers. 3 different times last night, they threw a punch at them right at the start of the game. All they have pressure in this building, and they're down 19-10 immediately to Pacers.
Yeah.
They punched back, take the lead. Started the second half, first 8 points, OKC in 2 minutes. They take the lead again.
Right.
Indiana punched back, and then finally, down 5, they punch back in the fourth quarter. OKC's not used to having teams do that when you feel like they're starting to string together stops. Indiana broke through last night in a big way.
I thought from the get-go, Chet Holmgren was so aggressive. When I saw that UD, I said, oh, okay, this could be a game that goes the way of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
13 in the first quarter, but 20 for the game. 0 for 6 from 3. I felt like he was a guy who they could have kept feeding, but then he was 0 for 6 from 3. And Miles Turner came in and played good defense, so you got to give credit there. But like Danny said, there was a lot of hero ball going on. When you get in the paint, you got to spray to guys, different things like that. But I'll tell you, not only the offense, but the defense, not only the defense, but the offense they played on SGA. He was in every action. He was getting hit on every screen and everything, and that wears on you on a 48-minute game.
Did he look tired to you down the stretch of this game?
That last layup where Pascal Siakam, he didn't even make an effort. And I'm telling you, I've seen this against the New York Knicks when they put Brunson and they put Cat in that 2-man pick and roll. One of those guys are going to make a mistake after they get hit for 48 minutes. And you see the wear on them, and you see what happens at the end of a game.
I would not overreact to this because we saw the same action in game 1. And we saw how SGA responded in game 2.
Right.
They picked on him in game 1 as well. In that turnaround, when they came back, he got scored on a lot. All of a sudden, he responded, not just offensively. He had 4 steals in that game, 2 defensively. That young man will respond.
Why he got to respond? Once you check that box, why we got to go back to that?
It's a growing pain.
Once we check that box and you getting picked
He
on,
waited
have
to
go back
respond.
to that. Hell no.
What to do is growing
I'm not going to tell D-Wade once. I'm not going to tell D-Wade twice. I'm going to tell him once, and he going to get it.
Well, they have come back from down 2-1 in the Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets before, so they've been in this
You ain't no
position.
better. What you mean? You ain't gonna keep going back
Coming
with
up
nobody
here,
in the
gentlemen,
finals.
Kevin Durant's potential landing spots, they've seemingly narrowed, but we can always dream, right? Big Perk, I hear you have a big list of your dream spots for KD. I also caught up with 2 of the heroes of last night's game just moments ago. Here are exclusive conversations with TJ McConnell and Pascal Siakam. Plus, what adjustments need to be made for OKC in a must-win game 4 tomorrow night? It's must-win, right?
Yeah.
For OKC?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.